Hello, all Zarsos here. Just bringing you a... It's not actually a replay review, because this isn't actually a replay, but just my final one of Wilkesboro. I was playing it on the weekend on stream, and I had to give up because I was just dying too many times and I thought it was going to take forever. Turns out, one more attempt after the stream. But as you can see so far, with this part I did on stream previously, so I found that I could create a little safe area on the opposite side of this corridor. And to do that I had to destroy the impaler, dodge the laser by going into the dip that it's chasing you into, and here I'm just trying to get rid of the iron claw so that I can deal with the sentry beam, because these iron claw and sentry beam make this particular very corner section a little bit more dangerous, and I need that space to deal with a warmonger that's just around the corner. Similar idea with this iron claw here. I'm just moving slightly away from it so that I can have a little bit more time to deal with it, but I don't want to move too far because then I'll be in that incinerator which I just destroyed. Which triggers the warmonger, which allows me to kill the warmonger. This is all part of the game plan that I created in the first like 12 deaths, which were all on stream. And just around this corner, there's like a bunch of things, and I figure you can clear this with this loadout, but I figure if I just grenade, I can lower the number of threats quite a lot, and then just deal with what's left. So I've just dealt with the Plasma Sentinel that's directly ahead, and the Impaler. That Impaler got me at least once, because I should have taken it as the next threat I dealt with when I popped in. But instead I took out one of these Plasma Sentinels. I think that's actually the one that I just destroyed. So now I'm just grabbing the Plasma Sentinel up here using the sight lines so that it can't attack me beforehand. And now, this is further than I've ever been. So I notice this is a hollow cube, I jump up, I notice it's something on the roof, look up, and I also notice that there's guards through the DVD metal block here because it's got gaps. And Plasma Sentinels now, because I see the Plasmanovas come through after I drop down into that area. Which, yeah, not ideal. But I'm just going to try and deal with all these guards so that I can have a free run at these Plasma Sentinels, which are on the opposite side of the room. Which means they kind of have to be the last thing to deal with, and I just missed that cannon back, which is unfortunate. So I have to back up a little bit further, just in case. But I get it here. And now, grabbing that, which I think is just an enforcer up the top there. But I still don't want to deal with it while I'm trying to worry about the Plasma Sentinels. So I believe I've got all the guards now, so I'm going to start my run on the actual base. So I dodge that, and I don't get close enough for the lunge, because I'm not particularly used to using Fury's Edge as my main weapon, because it's not good at it. I'd much rather use a Sledge Blade. But just getting close, get some lunges off. And now I think I just noticed that there's a Iron Claw on the wall there. It's not really firing fast enough that it can catch me in any of these things, so I wasn't punished for not noticing that earlier. Here I notice an incinerator in the roof, but there's a triangle block just in front of it, so I can know if I go to the right, it just won't be able to see me. So I can deal with the piston and then come up and deal with it. And I don't really need to check that, but I was just trying to be careful here. Further than I've ever been, and I don't want to mess that up. I should have aimed a little bit lower and at the actual blade, because that would have been a kill. But I had the armor like 3 times in that. I'm just lucky that there's space to move around. But if there wasn't space to move around, it probably wouldn't have been as dangerous to get there in the first place. Just being super careful around these corners. I think I hear a guard, but I can't see them. I don't think I find them either. Which is part of the reason I'm being super careful around these corners, because I don't want to you know, have a Ravager pointed at my back when I'm not realizing. That's an obvious hollow cube, so I just deal with it. I thought it was probably a pulverized death piston, but it was a bomb ejector. I decided to check out this hole to see what's going on here. It looks to me like a passage toward, like, to skip a section, but it probably drops you into a spot that's like super dangerous. So I'm just trying to get some pot shots, and I notice someone's foot, which I deal with. It was Deadman Switch Guard, they die. Try to get lower so I can get a better sightline on what's going on as I fall down, but I don't actually really want to drop down into it. But I do try it, because it could trigger a bunch of traps, and that would allow me to jump out and have all those traps be triggered. I think it's about here that I try it. Yep. I see only a Warmonger. I failed to get the Warmonger, unfortunately. And I didn't trigger any traps. But I still just decide to go along the actual Harvey path, which seems to be going this way. So I know there's a guard there. I think he's aggroed on me, so I thought he would come out and deal with me, but he is not. He's going back to his patrol path. Which is annoying, because he pops out here pretty quickly, and because I can't see down the right there, I had some trouble timing it. But he aggroed there, and I get him because of that. Just making sure I'm not getting any pulverized pistons. But we're moving forward. I actually didn't check that one on the right. There's a decal on it, so it can't be a holocube. That is obviously a holocube, just not yet. It's got second wave on it. I wanted to just double check it just in case it was already a holocube, and yeah, I hear bombs, back up to not get hit with bombs. Go forward again. I could skip that whole triangle section by just going, jumping up to the gen mat, but I do trigger the bomb here and just back up. There's so many corners there that there's no way it's going to get to me. I then check the secret exits, and we look up, we see a bomb trap, we see some cubes. The corrosion cubes is the only way to go forward. I'm not dealing with that, so we just back up. This was the solution that I ended up coming up with for Wilkesboro. It's a really front-loaded. That first section's a lot more difficult than the rest of this, especially with my particular loadout that I was using here, which was the Plasma Bow and Fury's Edge, which is not a good loadout. But you're just having fun with a bad loadout, seeing how many bases I can beat. I killed that to get Frenzy here. And we're getting back to where my safe zone that I created was, which is here. And now I have to go through the actual danger zone, which is pretty easy, honestly. I just run forward, get into this like safe spot that I had from before. I didn't actually check that this was safe before I jumped up here, which was silly of me, but I wasn't punished for it. And that was it. And that was Wilkesboro. Beaten with the loadout that I was having trouble with. So, yeah, that's it for today. I shall see you next time.